Hi, welcome back. I'm Alemi from Yeyeo Botanica. Remember, give me a thumbs up, hit a bell for notifications, and definitely join our exclusive mailing list for YouTube subscribers for all the trainings that are coming up. You guys are going to be first. So today, our subject is sulfur, the third largest or most formed mineral in the human body. Can you imagine? Sulfur. So let's get started. So sulfur is found in so many different places. And as I said in the intro, sulfur is the third most abundant mineral in the human body. I never knew that. And sulfur is used so much in so many different ways. It's in food, it's in products, makeup products, it's in jewelry, it's a preservative in all different kinds of preserved foods, ... But sulfur is naturally occurring. It's naturally occurring from gases from volcanoes. Who would have thought, right? I'm sure it may be found in other places, but when I visited volcanoes, I see sulfur all over. Sulfur springs, people go to sulfur springs to be able to bathe if they're very ill, or to get all of these revitalizing benefits of these sulfur springs. Some people like to use all these different types of clays for facials. A lot of them come from these sulfur springs or the mud at the bottom of volcanoes, which has a lot of sulfur. So sulfur is something that it occurs in nature. It's in the body. It's in food. It's in plants. It's in the air. It's all different ways. Sulfur, when we see it in its natural form, is oftentimes like this crystallized rock. But for regular use, it's oftentimes in a powder like this, right? It's powderized because it's easier to use. For people who are going to use sulfur, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on in the video, it's just easy to use versus using it in a rock form or a crystallized form. So one of the things that I realized when I was doing using sulfur and kind of doing a little bit more research on it, which is why I wanted to share it with you guys, is sulfur comes up in the Bible a multitude of times. And it comes up in many holy circles very often. But sulfur has a very foul scent in its natural form, in addition to when it's being burnt or when it's being transformed in some way. It has this scent of kind of rotten eggs. So it talks about that it's used in retribution. It's used in the book of Revelations, where it talks about that the horses breathed out smoke and fire and sulfur, right? It talks about that the warriors, that their breastplates, there was fire, there was sulfur. Again, these comments about things being like hard and retribution, right? So that already tells you, when we get into the spiritual uses of sulfur, what that's alluding to, right? So for people who want to use it for themselves, from a spiritual perspective, it's good for will, personal will, calmness, getting past stubbornness or insolence, right? For the person to unveil themselves, to see things clearly, to unblock blindness or spiritual blindness, not physical blindness, right? Sulfur is used to JINX, to hex, to break these kinds of things by itself and when it's used in other things. And so for those of you guys who are gonna watch and take a lot of notes on my black salt video, you'll see sulfur again. It can be used to cause chaos. It can also be used to bar, to gate off your space or gate off a place, in addition to for banishing. sending away, right? And especially things that are dark. Sulfur is a fantastic mineral to use with balancing your solar plexus. It is very, very key if a person is into doing work with the solar plexus to definitely balance that. Why? It's already the third most abundant mineral in the body. So it's not like it's some foreign thing. It's already within you. And this is balancing something that's already within your body. Fantastic, like fantastic, right? So some of the health uses, though, for sulfur is some people take it by mouth. You can mix a little bit of it in water. Again, do your research, know how much to use. For shortness of breath, for different types of allergies, high blood pressure, unclogging arteries, for the heart or within the body. Some people for menopause, it's very good to help to regulate some of the testosterone and the estrogen in the body for people with menopause. Again, as I said, upper respiratory infections in addition to the common cold. I would just say for you guys who are doing spiritual things, you want to be a little careful when you're burning sulfur. You don't want to inhale the fumes of sulfur once it's heated directly. So I've shared with you some great uses of sulfur, but one of the things that I would also want to share with you is it's found in meats, in poultry, in fish. It's found in different kinds of beans, soybeans, black beans, kidney beans, white beans. Remember, it's one of the fundamental minerals in the world. So I hope that that was really helpful. And here's my little treat for you guys. It's fantastic to put in mojo bags for protection. So I hope that you got some ideas on how to use sulfur, all the great benefits of it. Remember, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, send me your email address through the link below, and see you next time. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like us, share us with others, give me a thumbs up, hit the bell for notifications, and come visit us in the store. Check us out on all social media. See you next time.